What's up, Pisces? This is Marcus from King Alliance Oracle, back with another Tarot Oracle reading here for you. This reading is going to represent the time frame from April the 4th to April the 10th. Okay, so we're going to get you a spiritual card. We're also going to get you a time frame for general energies to work on this week, and then we're also going to get you a Moonology card so that you can know time frames for the stuff that you've been working on this week, what it's going to come. And when it's going to come to fruition for you. All right, so you have learning experience, your hard work is paying off, and you have decrease. Okay? All right, so let me take some time and let's get some cards here for you, figure out what's next here for you. All right? All right, so Pisces, let's see what we have for you. I'm going to take some time to clarify with the tarot, get you your past, present, future energies. I'm also going to get you. All right, so first card we have for you in the past is we have the Ten of Wands. So it looks like there was something that you were working on really hard, and now it's coming to a close because the 10 is the end of a cycle. And this was something that you had to put a lot of work and put a lot of effort into. Probably took a lot of energy, but this is something definitely that you learned from and that you gained a lot from. Okay? Just in the moment while you were dealing with it. All right, you have the Hierophant card. In the moment while you were dealing with the situation, it was something that definitely took a lot of energy, took a lot of time. Let's see what we have. A bunch of cards flipped over. Sorry about that. Keep on shuffling. Alright, so you have the Knight of Swords. I'll take the top card. We're not going to take all the 50 other cards that fell with it. Alright. So let's see what we have for you, Pisces. Alright, so then we have the Justice card. Alright, now let's see, you have for your Moonology card, your 10th frame card, you have your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So this looks like something that you started during the new moon in Capricorn, possibly back in January, started to come to fruition for you. Yeah, it looks like that. So you have the Emperor card, and you have the 10 of Swords in reverse. So it looks like you're starting to boss up. You're starting to take a lot more pride or more control of that situation, and you're healing from it. It was something that may have had. So you have the Page of Swords and then the Star. All right. Then we have learning experience. So for your spirituality card, I'm going to get you some energies here, but I'm also going to read the card here for you, just so you understand the energies. Then your past energy is the Three of Wands. Okay, let's see what else we have. All right. Your current energy is the Five of Cups. Okay. Then we have Queen of Swords and the Magician. All right, good. So from this learning experience, it looks like there was some negative energies that you might have dealt with, but that has helped you to move yourself forward. Okay. The bottom of the deck energy was the Nine of Swords. So possibly this situation that was bothering you, that you had, that was taking a lot of time, it was something that's keeping you up at night, something that had you worried, but it looks like you've kind of grown out of those energies and you're getting a lot stronger. We'll go over that together here for you, Pisces. All right, so the first card we have for you, this is the Decrease card. All right, so this is 4 plus 1, which is a 5. All right, so this is decline, cutting back, frugality, contraction, letting go, less is more, resourcefulness, and then a sacrifice. So what I see from this is you working too hard. I think, Pisces, you might have been putting too much work in. You might have been working a lot of overtime, kind of running yourself down into the ground. You see here with the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, this person is putting all of this on their back and they're kind of breaking themselves down. And with the 10 of Wands, the goal is, you work hard and then hopefully you get to the goal and you won't have to have all this on your back for a long period of time. But this is coming to an end. Looks like with that decrease, you're trying to cut back. You're trying to be more frugal. Maybe you had to work a lot of overtime because you were spending a lot of money. The big sense of what I'm getting from this is, I think, Pisces, you might have spent like a lot of money for the holiday season. And because you spent so much money for the holiday season, you might have maxed out like your credit cards, you might have maxed out like your bank account. Unfortunately, you might have even like overdrawn yourself. So now, to kind of catch up, you've been working your butt off. And this time that you've been working your butt off, like, you really, really have worked yourself to the bone. But it looks like you're catching up with your bill. And now that you've caught up with your bills and everything, you're decreasing. So you're declining in how much work you work. You're cutting back. You're being a little bit more frugal because you spent too much money before. And because you're cutting back on certain things, now when you go to the grocery store, now when you go to different places, you're kind of looking at things like, do I really need that? No. You're realizing that you can get more out of, spending time reading or things like that than, possibly paying for services. You might even be going to like your statements on your credit card and your statements on your bank account and saying, do I need Hulu? Maybe, maybe not. Do I need Netflix? Maybe, maybe not. Am I going to watch HBO this month? Am I going to go to this gym? You might have like an automatic service, for a car wash or something. Like, you're looking through all your bills and you're trying to figure out what to cut back because you work so hard, right? So now you have the Hierophant card. Now, the Hierophant card, this is a card of spirituality, but this is a card of also making long-term decisions. And so what I take from this is, you maybe have set yourself to a plan that you're saying, you know what, for the next 2 years, I'm going to start to try to work on my credit. I'm going to try to work on saving some money. I'm going to set some goals so that I can move myself forward and I can get myself a home. Now, when you have the Hierophant card, again, this represents long-term goals or long-term commitment. So this may be you and your significant other have, officially got together. Excuse me. And so now the two of you are working together to try to get your bills in line so that you can save up for the house, so that you can move yourself forward. The Decrease card is 4 + 1, which is a 5, and that's a change. Right? So that's a life change. This is also a 5. This is life change. This would also be a Taurus that's helping you or coming into your life that's helping to make that change. Right? So your future energy is the Knight of Swords. Right? Now, Pisces, this Knight of Swords, this is an air sign. So this could be someone in your life that's helping you with these changes, helping to teach you about money and saving, or maybe even someone that goes to the gym with you. This also could represent a part of your birth chart, and it shows that you're marching forward very bravely. You're looking at the situation from high above. With that eagle there, the eagle is representative of spirit, because the eagle is really, really high in the sky, and it's really close to the heavens. But at the same time, it's focused on what's going on the earth. And it has very keen sight and it has very keen eyes. So it pays attention to all the details. If something moves, they're right there with it. So the Knight of Swords, this is you, moving quickly, making those changes. You're going back to the frugality, because you spent all that money during the holiday season and you're trying to catch up with things. Now you're moving quickly and moving swiftly. And your bills are kind of catching themselves up. Right? Now, what I see here with the Justice card, Justice, this is Libra energy. This is also Sword energy. Now, this could be you balancing back together. You see with the yin yang sign here. So now you're at that point where your bills are starting to get balanced. You're starting to feel like things are back in balance. Okay, and so it takes a little bit of time. And everyone thinks that, you're being cheap. Oh, you don't want to go to the bar. You don't want to go get some buffalo wings with us. Why don't you want to go get drinks? And you're just like, no, I'm just going to kick it home and I'm just going to save my money. And this is because you have a firm view of the future. You know what you want. You've already experienced a lot. And you're just taking some time to let things balance themselves out. Right? And your hard work is paying off. Again, like I said, this is coming from January, because Capricorn season was in January from that full moon. So, possibly you got that last credit card bill and it was maxed out. You ended up having to pay interest on your credit card. Maybe you were behind on your rent. You got charged a late fee for paying your rent late. During this Aries season, okay, and this could be representative of a part of your chart also. But what I can see here is you're bossing up. You're taking a lot more control of these things. And you're saying that you're going to put more structure and you're going to be more consistent. And you're thinking of other ways that you might be able to make some money. Now, during this season, I also kind of get a sense of, once you had those those finance problems, you might have started to think of other ways that you can make money. So this Emperor is also maybe you starting a little side business, maybe like a second hustle that's helping you to get some extra money because you are already up to your neck in funds, already up to your neck in bills. So you're trying to figure out another way to make some extra money so that you can try to pay those bills off quicker. So this is you kind of looking at all the other options in different ways, and you're trying to find different things here. You might even be signing like a contract here, especially when you're seeing the Emperor holding a contract and you have the Justice card. Possibly, you might have a side job, maybe you're a tutor. Maybe, for the next 6 to 10 weeks, you're going to be tutoring someone in math. Or maybe you decided that you're going to work at another job and you got to sign the paperwork to get there, and you might be like an assistant manager or something at some place, or a key holder, but this is what I see is in your past energy, right? So you healed up from that Ten of Swords energy. So you felt with the credit cards and everything being overpaid and overdue, you felt like almost like you got stabbed in the back. You might have gave a lot of Christmas gifts to people and people didn't give you gifts, and you realize, you know what, I'm not even going to spend that much money on people anymore. You want to be that giving person, and sometimes giving is more than receiving, but you're starting a brand new cycle and things are changing for you because you have the Ten of Swords in reverse and you have the Ten of Wands. So that's just letting you know that things are changing, things are moving, the cycle is continuing. But again, this Ten of Swords, this means that you're healing from this. You're starting to see quicker. The cycle is going to start new. And that Ace of Swords is right around the corner where you're going to get clarity about your next idea or what you're going to do. All right? So with this Page of Swords, this again, I'm getting vibes that you're taking on a new project. You're kind of looking and doing some research about what's next for you to possibly start a new business. The only thing is you're being very wary with the Blue Jays on the end of the sword of who you do business with. Blue Jays are representative of Blues are representative of animals that are very tough in the wintertime, and the Blue Jays, they're very, very, very aggressive. So you want to make sure that you watch who you're doing business with and who you're doing business with, because you don't want to do any business with anyone shady. So you're doing all the necessary research to be wise, to make sure you're kind of looking into these things and you're trying to be sharp about it. And again, this is the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So you may have like an Aquarius, especially with me seeing the Star card here, possibly an Aquarius or a Libra that might be giving you some information or helping you out with this. Right? Your future energy, you have the Star card. So with this, I'm saying here that you definitely are healing from this. This is something that the hard work paying off is you feeling better about yourself, getting rid of that negative self-talk, and maybe you felt almost, in a way I would say betrayed, but you almost feel like, how could I be stupid enough to spend that much money? And that just kind of sets you on a whole setback. Again, your car payment may have been late, your rent might have been late, you might have had to go a few days without lunch because you didn't have enough money, you were sick of paying minimum payments, you had to work overtime, now you had to work overtime, you were tired. So this just kind of set a whole domino effect that just changed a lot of different things. But you took some time and you worked on it. Now this is Aquarius with the star energy. So Aquarius right now has a few different planets which are in the sign. You have Mercury, which is in Aquarius. Mercury is actually in Pisces. You have Saturn's in Aquarius. Venus is in Aquarius right now. Saturn is about karma, and Saturn is about putting in the work that's going to make things come to fruition for you for the future. So you're just making sure that you put in that hard work to cover your assets, to make sure that you got everything paid and all your bills taken care of and up to date. But you also want to be able to move forward and not have any worry. Mars right now is also in Aries, and we're also in the Aries astrological season. And so with that Mars energy, you're kind of bossing up and you're taking control of the situation. You have this Page of Swords, so you're doing the research to try to figure out what moves you need to take so that you can get out of that situation. And you're healing. This is something that later on, all the skills that you take from this with the Emperor and with the Star card, this is saying that you might possibly be your own boss in the future, and you might actually have a really successful company or a successful business if you decide to take that side hustle that you're doing and continue with it in the future. It might be something that's really good and beneficial to you. Okay? Now, we have the learning experience card that we have here from the angels. So what I want to do is let me just look that up. I want to read that for you, see what message the universe has for you. Okay, so we have the learning experience card. Okay, so if you see this almost reminds me of like the Hermit, where they're holding their own light and the light is shining and it's illuminating their path forward. Okay, so the message we have for you here, Pisces, you have dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself in the world that's around you. And you have many experiences recently that have been great teachers to you. Excuse me. Even though not everything has been easy to perfect, there has been some positive in you that has come so that you understand yourself better. You also understand your gifts and also your abilities better than ever. You are deeply connected to who you are and what you stand for and what's important to you in life. When this card appears to you, the angels are acknowledging the challenges and obstacles that have surrounded you recently. Although it has been a difficult time, your faith and your inner strength have increased. You have a cloud of silver lining increased over you. Know that the cloud and the silver lining that you have will soon be moved beyond the feeling of this stuck and unsupported feeling. Okay? So, as I said, with this learning experience, all of these situations were sent to you by the universe for you to grow. So, you Pisces being a very, very psychic, very dream-worthy person, right now in your sign, you actually have Jupiter, Mercury, and you also have Neptune, which is a really, really big triumvirate because Jupiter is about expansion, it's about growth, it's about learning. And so with all of those things going on, you have a lot of growth and expansion that you're getting mentally. This is why you made that realization that, hey, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to work hard, get myself out of debt, and I'm going to change this. Then you have Neptune, which is the former planet that used to be the ruler of Pisces. This is all about your meditation. This is about you connecting to the ethereal and the direct realms. And then you have Mercury. Mercury is the god of speaking. Mercury is the divine messenger. So you're learning to communicate more, speak up for yourself, and you're putting these all in motion. Okay? Now, from these learning experiences, now you have the Three of Wands, right? This is your past energy. The Three of Wands is about creation. So this is you moving forward, okay? The Two of Wands initially are behind you, as you can see, and that's where you set in the structure and you made a decision on what you were going to do moving forward. Now, as you can see with this picture, they're holding the third wand because they're waiting for their ship to come in. They're waiting for their package to be delivered. They're waiting for the good news to come. Maybe, in the old times, merchants used to spend all this money to send ships out to go get their mercantile from England or from Europe, and then they would wait for it to come all the way back. So now your ships are coming in, and the investment that you put out there, it's coming. And you had a lot of learning experiences from this, so you had to take some wins and some losses, but now it's your time to win, and you can kind of see that coming to you. Right? Now, currently, you have a little bit of regret with these Five of Cups. You're thinking about, well, what if I did this, or what if I did that? What if I didn't do this? Maybe I could have done that. You want to continue to keep yourself in positive energy. Whenever you have that negative energy, it slows you down and it takes away from your manifestation of what's going in the forward, in the future, right? Now, with this Hierophant card, this is also a 5, and these 5s are manifestations of this. So this is you connecting with the earth ethereally. So the Hierophant is the person who is the spiritual connection between the heavens and the earth. They take the knowledge and they teach the people on the earth that they learn from the ethereal. Now, this is the Five of Cups. So emotionally, you're taking these things that you learned, and they are past regrets, but you're taking these things that you learned, you're letting them change the person who you are. You're no longer regretting them. Now you're seeing them as lessons. And like we said with the learning experience, this is something that you learn from. This is going to make you better. You're going to be able to move forward. Okay? Your future energy is going to be the Queen of Swords. So I'm thinking that, since you have a lot of sword energy here, I'm thinking that possibly you have some sword energy in your chart, Pisces, or possibly this could be a person that's around you that's an air sign. Now, the Queen of Swords is very sharp, very smart. They make little mistakes because of the fact that they have had bad past experiences that they no longer allowed to have them make emotional choices. So with their sword there, they're ready to cut out the bullshit. Anything that comes to them that doesn't make any sense, they're getting rid of it. Now, check the significance of this. You have the Five of Cups, which is your past regret and your past energy. Your future energy, you have 5 doves that are floating. Okay, and these 5 doves are floating around the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Swords. So this is Spirit talking to you. This is that learning experience. This could be any number of things. This could be, 5 situations that you had, or this could be 5 people that have been there to show you the way, or this could have been 5 weeks ago, or maybe 5 months ago that you made this decision or choice. But with this Queen of Swords, you're seeing with the purple clothes, this is royalty. You're realizing that you are royalty. Use that smart intention that you have. Use that intuitive knowledge that you have and that psychicness that you have to propel yourself forward. Don't second guess and question yourself. Just focus on the positive. Focus on your manifestation, and it will come to you as long as you believe in it. And then again, so we have the Magician card. Now, Magician is run by Mercury, which by happens, Mercury's in Pisces. So Pisces, again, you want to use all of the manifestation powers you have. Whatever you are trying to manifest, if you're trying to start a new business, if you're trying to save investments, if you're trying to get a home, put all of that energy together. Put all of your power together. Put your sword together, which is your intelligence, which you have a lot of swords here, so you gain a lot of knowledge here. The pentacles, make sure your body is physically in shape, but also get your money right so that you can do the things that you want to. You are Pisces, so you're automatically a representative of the cup. Do your manifestation and meditate. Get your emotions in balance. And your wands. You already have the Emperor energy, which is wand energy and Aryan energy, and just put things forward. You already finished this hard work. So you have the 10 of Wands, so you're starting a new process. You're going to have that Ace of Wands come to you. Manifest exactly what you want. Say to the universe what you want. If you need to, get a journal, write it down every day. The more that you write them down, okay, the more it will come to you. I'm going to tell you a secret, Pisces, if you don't know. When you write things, why do they call it spelling? The reason why they call it spelling is because every time you write it on a piece of paper, you're casting a spell into the universe, because you had to put mental power to put that ink on paper. And it's not going to go away unless it gets burnt. So continue to write, continue to journal, write your own story. You are the director of your own picture. Okay? You have a wonderful week. I hope this works out for you. If you're interested in getting a personal reading, Pisces, certainly reach out to me in the contact information. And also, if you're interested and you want to send me a donation, it'd be wonderfully appreciated. My contact information will be in the description box. Okay? I wish the best of you. Again, have a great week. Peace, Pisces.